Well, I said before the season, even with all the narrative, I said that it's hard to judge what me, AD, and Russ can do because we just haven't played many games. I think it was before the season started, I think it was 21 games we played last year together. And that's just not enough to be even critical or to say, okay, this can work, this can't work. So what we've done is just put our head down and trying to get better every day for each other.
It's been a very rough season for the Los Angeles Lakers. I think we could all agree with that. But unlike last season, this season appears to have some more promise, which is something that I was wrong about in the beginning of this season. It looks like the Los Angeles Lakers are about to make a huge trade. There's multiple clues suggesting this. We're going to take you through all of them. Now, before we get to the content, a lot of my subscribers on Microphone have been requesting for me to re-release this classic shirt that I dropped a year ago. I don't typically do merch drops, but if enough of you guys tell me that you will buy it if I re-drop it, then I'll drop it once more right in time for the holidays. On top of that, I've been playing a lot of prize picks lately, so if you're into that and you want to help me make picks, make sure you follow me on Instagram, and if you aren't signed up, use my promo code microphone for a 100% deposit match up to $100. Now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? Last year was a complete dumpster fire. Anthony Davis shot an abysmal percentage from three, about 19%. Russell Westbrook was a better three-point shooter than he was. LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook played something like 20 games with each other. And even during those games that they played with one another, it still didn't look so good. The only person last year was good for was Malik Monk, who happened to cash out. We're gonna get to Malik Monk in just a sec because he's gonna be very relevant in this topic. So as a result, the Los Angeles Lakers entered this season with a huge challenge. Russell Westbrook's value was at an all-time low. It was very difficult to convince any team that he is an asset at this point of his career. The only thing he's really good for is being a high-end expiring contract, which puts him in a very challenging position because he's not good enough to help a championship contender, especially with that salary, but he's way too good to be on a rebuilding team. And typically, rebuilding teams don't have contracts that they're trying to unload. So that puts Russell Westbrook in a very difficult situation. Now, ever since Russell Westbrook moved to the bench, he's been significantly better. As a matter of fact, the Los Angeles Lakers are so confident in their team right now that they themselves believe that they are a couple of pieces away from becoming title contenders. And honestly, I give them a lot of props for this because originally coming into this season, I didn't see a light at the end of the tunnel as a Laker fan. We were at a brand new low as Laker fans, man. And our best options seem to be players like Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, but they wanted our 2027 and 2029 first round picks in order to acquire those players. Now, fortunately, Russell Westbrook is putting up a really nice season coming off the bench. He's shooting 32% from three, averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 7 assists. This team seems to be really clicking with one another. And although they do lose some games that you would hope that they would win, there are moments where I look at this team and say, hey, we're a couple pieces away from potentially becoming championship contenders. When you consider the fact that the Western Conference isn't as competitive as I thought it would be, I mean, I can't explain what's going on with the Golden State Warriors currently. The Los Angeles Clippers are dealing with some really fascinating injury issues. The Phoenix Suns and Denver Nuggets, I always knew were going to be very competitive, but like just looking at the standings right now, shout out to the Pelicans, they're a top 3 team. Shout out to the Grizzlies because they might be one of the best teams in the Western Conference this year. If the Lakers are able to make a good trade and get a brand new player that fits with this team and could take some of the load off of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, and on top of that, give them some shooting, it appears as though there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. The pieces that they're most likely to trade is either Russell Westbrook, Kendrick Nunn, or Patrick Beverley, or all three. Well, here's where it gets interesting. A few days ago, the Los Angeles Lakers released one of their best three-point shooters, Matt Ryan. No, Not that Matt Ryan, this Matt Ryan. Player that actually hit a game winner for them and was performing really well whenever he would play. My initial thought was, why are we releasing one of our best shooters when this team desperately needs three-point shooting? Well, the Los Angeles Lakers needed to waive Matt Ryan, who was on a non-guaranteed contract, to open up a roster spot to give flexibility when pursuing deals that start on December 15th. Now you might be wondering what's so special about December 15th. Well, December 15th is when players who were signed to brand new contracts over the summer can officially be traded. So if the Los Angeles Lakers are releasing Matt Ryan, it means that they're planning to make a huge trade. And it seems like there's a trade that is coming that is nothing like anything that we've expected. Now, I am going to warn you guys, there's a lot of speculation in this video, but before we get to the speculation, I'm going to bring you a very trusted source, Joe Von Buha of The Athletic, who brought us an article that said Lakers targeting trade after December 15th, likely centered on Patrick Beverley and Kendrick Nunn package, according to sources. Buha then outlined 3 paths for the Los Angeles Lakers to make a trade and to improve their team. So check this out. The Lakers' updated timeline on beginning to explore trade options is December 15th, and they are weighing 3 different paths, multiple team sources told The Athletic. Here's what you need to know. Path 1 is to trade Russell Westbrook plus a pick or 2 for a star or a multiplayer haul. Path 2 is to trade some combination of Patrick Beverley, Kendrick Nunn, and picks, 1 first-round pick, and or multiple second-round picks for role players who better address needs and upgrade the rotation. Essentially, this would be the Miles Turner and Buddy Hield route. Path 3 would be 2 separate deals, one with Russell Westbrook plus 1 first-round pick, and another using a Beverly and Nunn pick package. Ideally, the Lakers don't give up multiple first-round picks because, for all you know, after the trades, they still need to improve, or down the line, this team is going to need those picks in order to improve their roster. Now, the Lakers apparently have been trying to determine if they prefer a smaller trade or a bigger one to address their need for better perimeter shooting and or size, The Athletic previously reported. That includes deciding if they want to include one or both of their tradable future first round picks in 2027 and 2029 in any deal. The Lakers are reluctant to give up both unless there is a trade or a series of trades they believe will elevate them to contender status. The Lakers weighed trading Russell Westbrook during the offseason, but ultimately held on to him after determining the cost to shed him would be too great. He started off slowly, but has improved since coach Darvin Ham removed him from the starting lineup and inserted him into a 6-man role. OGs of this channel would agree. I've said this multiple times on the Laced Up podcast when we had it running, and on this channel throughout the year. During the plethora of Lakers content I made, Russell Westbrook had to come off the bench, and it ended up working out. Now you might be wondering which path is most likely for the Lakers. Well, it seems like path 2 and path 3, which is to trading a combination of Patrick Beverly and Kendrick Nunn and picks for role players, and one with Russell Westbrook and a first-round pick. Now you might be wondering why Patrick Beverly and Kendrick Nunn. Patrick Beverly is making $13 million this year, and Kendrick Nunn is making $5.3 million this year. They're both performing horrifically so far, and the Lakers need additional size on the wing and a better complementary big man next to Anthony Davis, and they have way too many small guards currently. So this is where it gets very speculative. I'm just floating this out there. I don't even think it's going to happen. I'm just going to give this all to you for you to connect the dots. A huge trade is clearly coming to the Los Angeles Lakers. Check this out. The Lakers waived Matt Ryan, who was on a non-guaranteed contract, to open up a roster spot to give flexibility when pursuing deals starting December 15th. The reason why this is significant is following December 15th, the players that the Lakers signed in the offseason can officially be traded. Now check this out. On November 1st, 2022, Bill Simmons suggested that the Sacramento Kings trade De'Aaron Fox for Russell Westbrook and the 2 Laker first-round picks. This would give them 2023 cap space plus 2 massive assets from a poorly run team. Plus, you were able to give Davion Mitchell more minutes, which would put them in a better spot long-term. Now, we already covered the fact that the Lakers cut Matt Ryan, which means they are planning on making a big trade. Now, originally, I wouldn't put too much stock into this until I saw one major thing that completely changes everything. De'Aaron Fox recently changed agents, going from Family First to Clutch Sports. This draws parallels to another time where a star player in the NBA changed agencies before he joined the Lakers. Anthony Davis did the exact same thing 1 year before he ended up getting traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, De'Aaron Fox vehemently denies that he joined Clutch Sports because he wants a trade, but I'll be remiss if I didn't say this makes sense for the Los Angeles Lakers, because this kind of solves all their problems. The Lakers trade Russell Westbrook and 2 future first-round picks and get De'Aaron Fox, Malik Monk, and Harrison Barnes in return. Let me know in the comment section down below, do you guys think this is going to happen? So this is really interesting considering the fact that Malik Monk can't be traded until December 15th either. And it also makes a cool story because this past summer, Malik Monk reunited with his Kentucky teammate De'Aaron Fox on the Sacramento Kings after breaking out with the Los Angeles Lakers. Seeing De'Aaron Fox come over to the Lakers with Malik Monk could potentially solve a lot of their problems. I usually don't put much stock into these trades, but I actually think there's a chance this happens. Primarily because the Sacramento Kings have shown us already in the past that they're willing to make very aggressive moves like this. Last year they traded Tyrese Halliburton for Domantas Sabonis, which, to be honest, I'm still unsure what was the motive for that. If someone else sees it a bit more clearly than I do, let me know in the comment section, or if you're a Kings fan, let me know if you're still pissed off about that. So I don't really consider De'Aaron Fox to be untouchable. At the same time, I'm not necessarily sure how competitive the Sacramento Kings are trying to be, and I think a lot of this depends on that. They're currently 6th place in the Western Conference, so this would be a really good opportunity for them to get additional assets for the future, and at the same time attempt to enter the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. So honestly, as far as trades go, I could actually see this going down. There are some clues here that are convincing me of this. And honestly, I think it's very refreshing to hear a brand new trade rumor that makes sense other than Miles Turner and Buddy Hield to the Lakers. But I want to get your take on this, man. If you're the Los Angeles Lakers, do you pull the trigger on this trade? Do you give up 2 future first-round picks and Russell Westbrook in order to get De'Aaron Fox, Harrison Barnes, and Malik Monk? I mean, Malik Monk is having an even better season this year, and for all you know, he could continue to thrive in this role and could continue to break out. He hasn't even hit his prime years yet, and he's trending upwards consistently. He shot 39% from 3 last year with the Los Angeles Lakers, and he's shooting 36% from 3 this year. He has a 19.1 PER and has already contributed 1.3 wins to the Sacramento Kings. He's boasting the highest offensive box plus minus of his career with a 3.3. He has a 2.2 total box plus minus with a 0.5 VORP and a 19.1 player efficiency rating. So that definitely gives the Lakers shooting that they missed after letting Malik Monk go. De'Aaron Fox has made significant strides as a 3-point shooter, and that's where I think the Sacramento Kings might be a little reluctant to pull this trade off, because I think De'Aaron Fox is worth a lot more than just Russell Westbrook and 2 future first-round picks. He's 25 years old, and he's shooting 39% from 3. I want you to understand, that's 10% better than last year. So that's where I kind of believe that this is a bit of a pipe dream. He has a 23.2 PER this year. He has a 4.6 offensive box plus minus and a 0.3 defensive box plus minus. Bear in mind, he's a point guard. The fact that he's even positive on the defensive end is phenomenal, and he has a 1.0 VORP. And then you finally have Harrison Barnes, who is turning in one of his worst seasons to date. This would essentially be an unloading of salary. I mean, his 3-point percentage went down by 10%. He's averaging 13 points per game, shooting 28% from 3 so far. Definitely not one of his better seasons. Maybe a change of scenery is what he needs in order to really get motivated to playing good basketball again. But worst case scenario, his contract expires after this season. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what do I think the odds of this happening are? I would say like a 3. I mean, I'd be really happy if it happens. I could see the rationale and the logic to this happening. It would really depend on if the Sacramento Kings would be willing to look at their roster and say, hey, at the very best, we're like a middle of the pack type of team. We might as well start tanking for Victor Wembanyama. And they'll also be able to add draft picks for the future. But at the end of the day, I think if De'Aaron Fox is going to get traded, it would be a significantly bigger spectacle. It would be like a Donovan Mitchell-like spectacle this past offseason. And I think De'Aaron Fox is really worth like 4 or 5 first-round picks. That's just me. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all this, man. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.